Hello well-wishers and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. In today's video, we are going to do a poem which is very relevant in today's times. The World is Too Much by Us by William Wordsworth. So grab your virtual seats and let's begin. William Wordsworth was a major English romantic poet who, along with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, helped launch the Romantic Age in English literature with the 1798 publication Lyrical Ballads. Wordsworth is known for his profound love for nature, his celebration of human emotions and human spirit, and his belief in the power of imagination. His poetry often explores the connection between humanity and the natural world, emphasizing the importance of simplicity, being spontaneous, and having emotional sincerity. The World is Too Much with Us was written by Wordsworth during the Romantic period. Now remember, this was a time when there was a lot of change happening in the society because of industrial change in Europe. So this period saw a rise of industrialization, new factories, new industries were being set up. People were moving from village or rural areas to urban or city areas. So there was urbanization and there was a shift in the occupation of people from rural agricultural lifestyles. So Wordsworth, who was deeply influenced by the French Revolution, and he was a little disillusioned by what is happening with this industrial revolution and how it was affecting the natural world and human beings, he used his poetry to express his concerns about humanity's increasing distance from nature. So now let's decode the line-by-line meaning of the poem. The world is too much with us, late and soon, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. So here basically we see the speaker begins by stating that the worldly concerns and distractions are constantly overwhelming, both in the present and the future. There is a sense of concern, a botheration. We all have heard of that famous hashtag that we give, FOMO, fear of missing out. So that is there. We waste our energy and our ability in pursuing or running behind things which are merely just materialistic things, right? So in the opening part of the poem, the poet declares that the world today is concerned with the demands and distractions both day and night. He criticizes humanity's pursuit of material wealth. That is what he uses the words getting and spending. We are running behind, a bag of Michael Kors or the best perfume, an Apple Watch, an iPhone and whatnot, and this drains our spiritual energy and potential. Little we see in nature that is ours, we have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. So here he's saying that we fail to recognize and appreciate the true beauty and significance of nature as something that belongs to us. Nature is ours. It is a part of our essential being. We are all people who have come from nature, right? We have surrendered our emotional and spiritual selves to what? To acquiring materialistic things, which the speaker describes as a selfish and corrupt blessing, right? He suggests that because we have surrendered our hearts to materialistic possessions and shallow desires, he calls it a sordid boon. It is as if human beings have become extremely selfish. The sea that bares her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours and are gathered up now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. So here the poet reflects on how human beings are indifferent to the natural world. He says that the sea, or the speaker says that the sea exposes its beauty to the moon, suggesting that the sea is never concerned about whether the moon is going to use it or misuse it, but it lies itself, it lays there flowing open, right? The winds which blow without stopping, ceaselessly, day and night, symbolize the enduring power and presence of nature. Despite obstacles that might come in the way of the wind, it never stops blowing and are gathered up now like sleeping flowers. So the winds are compared to the dormant flowers, suggesting their potential for awakening people, bringing back energy in people. Is it not that on a very hot and sultry evening, suddenly if there's wind blowing, it just restores fresh new energy in us? So that's what he's talking about. For this, for everything we're out of tune. So despite the beauty and the constant presence of nature all around us, we remain disconnected from nature. We are therefore out of harmony with its rhythms and wonders. We know that there is potential in nature because of its healing powers, but still we remain oblivious, we remain ignorant, we remain unaffected and unmoved by the majesty and power of nature. In the final lines of the poem, the poet expresses a longing, a desire for a simple and spiritually fulfilling experience. He says, "Great God, I'd rather be a pagan, suckled in a creed outworn." So he expresses a strong desire or preference to be a pagan, following an ancient belief system that would worship nature. Paganism was a kind of a belief system which thought elements of nature were things which should be worshipped. So the poet prefers to be a part of that world which would follow paganism rather than be a part of the modern world's materialistic culture. In this scenario, the speaker imagines himself standing in a pleasant meadow. I, standing on this pleasant lea means a meadow, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. So he believes that when he would be standing in a meadow, he would get his connection restored with nature, which would offer him moments of joy and relief from the sense of loneliness and despair. The word forlorn means to be lonely. So he says that when he'll be amidst nature, he'll feel that at least he has company. Have sight of Proteus rising from sea. So the speaker desires to witness Proteus. Proteus was a Greek sea god capable of changing shape, emerging from the sea, symbolizing the mysterious and the transformative power of nature, that it can change things. Or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. He also longs to hear Triton, another sea goddess from Greek mythology, who would blow, God who would blow his horn, symbolizing the majestic and awe-inspiring nature of the sea and its elemental forces. So basically what's happening is that the poet wants to be reconnected with paganism, with people who would worship nature, and to such an extent that they would consider elements of nature equal to God. To quickly discuss with you the major themes of the poem, firstly, the poet in this poem explores or highlights humanity's estrangement, alienation from nature and natural world, leading to spiritual emptiness that results in disconnection, because when you are not connected to nature, you will not be connected to God, and then you are going to be clueless. This also connects it to the effects of urbanization and industrialization, how it had changed individuals and society, diverting their attention towards the pursuit of material wealth with deeper spiritual nourishment and fulfillment which would otherwise be offered to them by nature. And Wordsworth expresses through this poem a longing for a return to a more innocent and harmonious relationship with nature, echoing the romantic belief in the power of nature to redeem individuals, to heal human beings. I would quickly also want to tell you about paganism, since its mention is there in the poem. Paganism was a diverse religious and spiritual belief system which included various traditions, practices, and religions rooted in the pre-Christian culture. According to this particular way of thinking it would worship nature, the cycle of seasons, and the divine presence in the natural world. The pagans often worship multiple deities or spirits, and they would embrace polytheism, that is because there was worship of multiple elements of nature. So paganism was important in those times because they felt a personal connection with God, with divine, celebrating individual spiritual journeys and interconnectedness of all living beings. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. Do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more such future updates. Thank you for watching. Bye.